both look at me like, where's he going with this
I thought you were
one?
going to do like a Mercedes-Benz MVP thing there.
They can vote for that still, but yeah. But I was not.
He's been impressive.
He has. I mean, absolutely. 22-0 and 12. I believe maybe the best scoreline in the whole tournament right now. So pretty darn good. We are luckily into the draft, and I am excited to see this one. The Techies, it did get the first overall every single game. They did not even give him a chance to play it. Smart play, I would say, by No Tail and Seb there.
It's really been a story of the 5 positions, I feel. You know, the teams winning are the teams who have, like, the better supports.
Yeah, it feels like
winning, and they're winning the lanes because the Shadow Demon's being key. The Grimstroke, when the Shadow Demon wasn't there, was a key hero. Coddle's just been kind of constantly banned because it's just that good.
Yeah, which it did get banned again.
And then teams picking dubious 5 positions like Skywrath Mage. You probably want to stay away from. Oracle's the other one that's been looked very good, even though it did lose 1 game.
And it's still in the pool. We'll see if that – it was Coddle and Oracle were last banned of this phase. Last time, we'll see if it's the same. Because Virtus.pro, by the way, chose second pick. They did not take – this is the first time, I think, in this series they chose second pick.
No one carry us to victory.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah, it feels like that might be it, right? Like, you just pick low cooldowns and give him the game winner.
That means VP's probably going to pick Ember in their first 2, but it's going to get block picked.
They're probably going to go Mars Phoenix now, or Axe Phoenix.
You're okay giving up that Oracle then? Still in the pool?
I guess you don't want to pick Phoenix into Oracle.
Yeah. I think
Oracle
just picking
Troll?
Oracle +1 is
I like
fine.
Oracle Troll. We saw Chicken Fighters do it a few times.
From what we've seen with VP is they pick that core that's flexible, like the Ember, because you can swerve at different lanes. But at the same time, they've been first doing Ember, then Ember's always safe lane. So is it really a flex pick when...
It's not really a flex pick. You're not giving it to no one.
Yeah. It seems like they just want no one to have last pick regardless. So it's going to be an Oracle +1.
No Death Prophet, as we saw in game number 1 already. It's been banned out every single time by OG after that. So do you think they pick something a little flex here? Do you just want to see the, give me the Troll, give me the TB?
I'm fine with Troll or Terrorblade. I think Troll's better with against the Ember Spirit. Instead they go Pango, so they're going to wait to reveal their Oracle core.
Ooh, and they wanted the Beastmaster.
Beastmaster, okay.
Is it because maybe you're, no matter what, could have a better lane now that you're against an Oracle and not a more punishing?
Dude, Oracle's a really strong laner.
What do you do in lane in that? Is it just Oracle just kill the early boars and then right-click Beastmaster?
Yeah, I believe the boar level 1 has 300 health, something like that. So the Oracle nuke is 120. It's pretty damn strong at killing summons or just like range creeps. I don't know, man. I've been skeptical of Beastmaster all tournament.
Especially in the first phase.
You seem disappointed that they picked it, Brian. You're just like defeated, like, oh, they've gone Beastmaster. Oh.
Yeah.
Game 5 is ruined.
Yeah, it is.
Beastmaster, the roar himself, has done it.
Yeah. He just looks either like
OG,
super good
give us the roar.
Do the roar.
Do the yell.
Well, Pango, so this is, as we've said, it can be a 4. We've seen it as a 4 so far in this series even, but where do we think it is for VP? I know it is open. We haven't seen Rezo play that much.
Yeah, I don't think there's like...
They haven't played that.
Oh, they have seen Rezo.
We've seen Rezo play
He's
Pangolier at least like 3 or 4 times, at least in memory.
I don't think I've seen Zayats play it, however. I don't think there's any Rezo heroes that normally would go with a 4-position Pango that much, so...
You just more than likely it's going to be him. It could be in the back of your mind. It's not, but we'll assume for now.
I still like Troll a lot for VP, whether or not it's 4th or 3rd pick. I think it's really nice in lane versus the Beastmaster. They go for the Bristle. That's another hero that's really nice in lane versus Bristle or versus Beastmaster. It's nice in mid if they want to put it against the Ember Spirit, like depending on where OG puts the Ember.
I imagine they look at when OG won with Ember early running at them, it was the Ember being enabled by heroes like Darkseid that's now banned and Grimstroke, which was banned on the first stage.
Yeah.
So this Ember is nowhere near scary without those heroes just beefing it up.
Let's see. OG possibly get a reveal if this Beastmaster is that crazy no-tail 5 or, if it's just standardly Seb or 33.
So what's like a second offlane hero that's good against Bristle?
Batrider?
Batrider? I was thinking, yeah, but then you got Oracle, though.
Yeah, that Oracle hero, we've been talking. Denies so many. Batrider and Oracle, right? It's funny, Oracle denies Bat denies tons of other heroes.
Maybe it's Legion Commander again? I don't know. They're this team that just picks these out there heroes that no one else is playing.
Yep.
Skywrath Mage? You have chains into Scarlet Mage ulti?
Get out of here.
Nick's
Don't ever
assassin
say
who's
that
gonna
again.
The
Silencer.
silencer.
Wow, you proposed this one earlier. I think it's a 5 position.
This is 5
This
position.
feels
This is
five,
5. This is they're not doing core silencer.
What if they do 5 Beastmaster core silencer? What are you going to do about it, Guts?
I'm predicting OG for sure then.
Yeah, okay.
It's already over
I don't
at
think
that
they
point.
will do it, so I'm 50-50 on the draft. If
Okay.
it's core silencer, OG's won it.
Okay.
I think this is just no tails here, though. Yeah.
Do you really? I don't know. I know, obviously, because Bristol, you don't want to cast this stuff, but it feels like Bristol just runs you down and doesn't care about the damage you do with Arcane Curse to me. It's very odd to me.
You do care, but you also have Oracle to purge it off of you with just Fortune's End.
I think the silencer's
this pick,
being picked more as a 1-to-1 counter Oracle, so you can go on someone with Aurora Initiation, and they're going to die because you've got Global.
I like that.
So we got to keep in mind, we've seen it. We know Solo's a very good Oracle player.
The precast.
But is he a god tier Oracle player where you precast your Fortune's End on yourself when you think they're going to Global?
If you have Vision, it's a lot easier, which is
still difficult to pull off. But if you do it, you purge the silence immediately.
I'm excited because we've seen it before. Pop-Tart, we don't want to call you out, but watch that warding game because it's going to be important this game.
He's calling you out, Pop-Tart.
I'm calling you out.
Just
You're
in
a
case
scrub.
you weren't aware.
Pop-Tart, shout out to him. Observer, he's done great. The whole event, he's been observing the whole thing, so big shout out to him.
So what's the Zayat's 4 position, I imagine, to go with Pengo? Or what's the Reser hero? Because they're almost definitely saving no one's here for last.
Yeah. Against Silencer.
Well,
I think Dazzle would be great. Oh, wow.
Wow. Dazzle, though. Guardian Greaves Builder, obviously, against the Silencer is always good.
It is.
And it's really good because you lower the cooldown, so...
They're pretty light on stuns right now, especially against an Ember Spirit.
Makes Ember, if he ends up in the side lane, his lane's just a lot worse playing against a Dazzle. I feel like VP are realizing the lanes and early fighting is key. I know Will harped on it a lot as you've got to be ready to fight if you're VP. And they've gone Bristle, they've gone Dazzle, Pengo, low cooldown ultimate.
You have... Oh, go on, sir.
What's better than low cooldown than a hero whose ultimate gives them cooldown
Lower
reduction?
cooldown, yeah. And I was going to say, I know we're saying no one should get last pick, but now all of a sudden, do you have to be worried about this Ember going middle? You just get destroyed by Dazzle. It's kind of an open pick, I feel. And we have seen no one play it in this tournament.
Tusk is... It chews through these bristles, but I think Penglier is one of the better heroes against it. I also think Dazzle might be a decent core against it as well. There's going to be this whole battle to get to the back lines of VP, because if you can't get through this initial wall of Pangolier plus Bristle, the fights are going to be way too difficult to kill anybody. But at the same time, if you can burst the supports, VP kind of just... VP needs all of their heroes to be alive to function, basically.
I mean, you're talking about this wall and getting the backlines. I think VP needs some stuns to protect that backlines, because you can just run on through.
Yeah.
It's only the Pengo ultimate right now that offers any control, really. So
we need to see a last pick.
Whoa. Silencer, Enigma, Game 5. Those are 2 of the longest cooldowns, though. Guys, I was told by you guys, the casters, we need short cooldowns. How are we getting 2 of the longest ones literally in Dota?
Do you do a last pick Wyvern here?
As your
as a 4.
Or Rubik even. We'll get your own black hole. You might.
You have to counter this Enigma, don't you?
I feel you do, yeah.
Or you look to win your lanes and just run over them, because Enigma gives them a greedier 4 position typically. Maybe it's a 5 actually with the Tusk Silencer support duo. So it looks like it may be a Seb Enigma would be my guess. You could just
do, they can't do the Necro Bristle because that's banned out, but we've seen the Necro Bristle idea where you just have all the lanes shoved in at all times. And it doesn't really matter if the opponent has a good team fight. They just never get it. They never get the fight that they want. So
5 seconds. Oh, the no ones. Okay, so someone who does jump to the back line gets Silencer and Enigma, but
it's a Zayak Dazzle.
It is. Oh, so it's the 4 Dazzle. Wow. What a
kind
crazy draft from both sides, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool Storm pick. Obviously, you never feel good about a Storm pick into a Silencer, but you need to be able to jump the backlines, and there's this stage of the game where I feel like you can just jump the Silencer, and you itemize for that BKB second item maybe, and then suddenly you've got a way to play around global.
It's a 7 Enigma.
It is. Wow. So I mean, I don't know. This is the craziest draft we had. They all decided to save all these strategies for Game 5. BSJ, give me some percentages. Let's hear them.
I think I like OG here, surprisingly. So I'm going to have to go 91-9 VP.
Okay, so he likes OG. We're just going to say he likes OG, and he's picking OG.
Oh, I talked about how I think the supports are being so key. In all 4 of these games being stomps, it's come down to the supports. I think VP have gotten the premium supports as far as getting the Oracle particularly. I don't think we've seen Silencer for good reason, so I'm going VP. I think they're going to have better lanes.
Okay, this should be a fun one. Game number 5. It's all decided right here. Is that last pick Enigma gonna do it? Or will no one once again just have a beastly performance? Game number 5, and it'll be casted by Cap and Blitz.
That's right, we've gone the distance, and it is now 2-2. All that's left is this Game 5 between Virtus.pro and OG to determine who's going to be your ESL 1 LA online champions and be taking home that $60,000 prize pool at the end. You see the odds, they are getting closer and closer, it feels like, as is deserving for a Game 5. Let's see what happens as we head into it, shall we? Blitz, what do you think about the draft?
You have one team that is relying on the overall big team fight, Ender in Seb. This is the first core Enigma I think I've seen, though. Most of the time we see it as a forward position, and I think OG wants to still continue to play very fast. Despite having this Enigma on their lineup, I think they'll use him more as a pusher, if anything.
And this core Enigma is going to be in the mid lane, so it looks like a way to simultaneously shut no one down at the same time. So they can deny him a fair amount of creep, slow down his farm as a Storm Spirit. Were you surprised they picked Storm Spirit into the Silencer?
I'm looking at OG's hero, and that's the only really annoying thing. He has items that he can get, like he can go Yules at some point to counter that too. And he has, I guess he doesn't really have anything that can save him outside of that. I'd imagine one of the VP's support heroes will get a Lotus Orb this game.
Yes.
Because it's very good.
Hope for the Lotus Orbs. We'll see. Scout out here. Both teams trying to figure out what the lane configuration is going to be. And as a result, there is only one hero on each side of the map that is picking up the bounty runes. Now, the rotation might actually work in the bottom lane, because Bristleback is already set up at his safe lane tower. So Virtus.pro, this is what they were looking for. Zayats and Resolution will body block the wave so that it runs into the tower and bounces off, in turn pushing into Virtus.pro. 33 is actually going to immediately be assaulted here as a long duration Fortune's End holds him in place. Now they just need to make sure to keep that poison sting damage taken up. Resolution's got to be careful. The tower, though, 33 should eventually die here unless he could somehow juke it out, but no, that's going to be your first blood. Solo claims the kill.
I do like how fast VP's lineup can potentially play, though. They have a lot of run-at-you heroes. I mean, they're kind of going all in on this concept of just non-stop fighting. And OG, this game is slowing things down a little bit and trying to secure the later stages of the game, I think. And we'll see if that decision pays off. Maybe it's just... VP's like 4 long cooldown ulti draft, I felt, took it one step too far. But I don't think it's the worst idea to try to pick these like major teamfight ultis.
So you think that OG, their long cooldowns are manageable?
Yeah, they have a good balance, because they have Tusk, Beastmaster, and Ember Spear too, right?
Okay.
Which are some of the fastest heroes in Dota.
Sure.
So there's a good mix and balance here.
A similar play was made in the top lane, where OG body blocked Virtus.pro's wave, pushed it in, and then they pulled with the Tusk. They pulled that second wave back. So both teams are looking to be able to, in the off lane, pull the lane equilibrium to their advantage. What was the point of all this, Blitz? Was there a certain lane matchup one team was looking for?
I'm not entirely sure. I think Pango is fine against Beastmaster. I think they want this Dazzle, though, against Beastmaster. And I think they were trying to avoid getting tri-laned at top. Like, I think ILTW is fine here. If anything, I think VP should be pretty happy with the lanes and the way that they're set up.
Yeah. Zayats and Resolution. They're trying to keep 33 from getting any farm, but unfortunately for them, the creep wave is right underneath his tower in pretty much the perfect spot.
Yeah, but I think this laning phase is pretty good right now for VP.
Is that, and part of that have to do with this mid lane? Because it looks like no one is really far ahead.
Yeah, so the thing about this matchup is, yes, it's annoying getting some creeps tonight, but he can't deny you any other way. And he doesn't really harass you that much. You have good armor on Stormshade, so all these little love taps that you receive from the Enigma doesn't bother you that much.
Back over the top lane, ILTW in some trouble here. The Fortune's End to try and purge out some of that damage, but there was more to come.
Any way to kill a Bristleback, it's going to be Tusk early game.
Yeah. Tusk early game, and then Arcane Curse to try and build up that damage while he's spamming out his quills.
Even the Silencer can play pretty fast with this Arcane Curse build.
Yeah, for sure.
It's quite nice against the Bristle if Solo wastes the Purge. And ILTW is getting into some weird staring match right now while Sumail just kind of farms.
Trying to get the pull straight back. You can, if you time it perfectly, you can pull the hard camp straight through the tower, but that will be denied by No Tail. Back over to that mid lane. Seems to be going a little bit better for Seb than before. He's trying to make his best use of those Eidolons in denying against no one.
Yeah, once you have a decent level of them, this should be okay, and he should have.
It's the early Eidolons you couldn't use to deny, right? It was just, they're too easily fed away.
Yeah, they don't really do anything. They're super weak if anybody runs into them.
Yeah.
Which is why we'll see when Enigmas try to jungle, you just get like one support hero to hit back. And Beastmaster is also having maybe the worst time, but in the exact same spot, OG is going to pick up another kill. 2-2, completely even. Both laners are getting the brunt of the damage.
And who is it worse for to be shut down this hard in the laning phase? Bristleback or a Beastmaster?
I think the Bristle, honestly.
Yeah.
Beastmaster will always be a roar and a hawk.
And Bristleback, his entire idea to output damage is dependent on him being able to survive through that burst damage that he's going to counter later on. So they are going to have to find a way for him to recover, and it looks like for now.
He's jungling right now, but so is the Beastmaster.
It's Soul Ring jungling. That's the way he's going to do it.
It's like, who got screwed harder? Both of us. Yes.
33 hasn't even managed to pick up level 2 of Call of the Wild yet.
Oh,
so
boy.
even his jungling is going to be very slow.
I mean, everything is terrible about this for both ILTW and 33. Both of them are going to have to take a little bit of time before they're not just complete non-factors.
All right, finally got level 3 on the Beastmaster. He did it by soaking some experience away from mid. He's going to join his allies in trying to shut down the Bristleback. He said, screw it. My lane's terrible. Let me just go ahead and help make sure that Bristleback's game is equally terrible.
Haha, he's also not getting farm.
Blocked out a little bit by the shards, has to work his way around it. The boar keeps on slowing down ILTW. He's being chased farther and farther. The tag team doing so much damage here. No one shows up. He's only level 5 here with a double poison touch, though. Maybe they could do something here.
33
Solo,
so
they can
dead.
make sure 33 cannot TP away. And Soxa, he walks right on by Solo.
Of all the
now out of range.
the 2 people to die in this engagement, like, yeah, I don't know why, but it's so funny.
No Tail, he can TP out if he wants to.
I mean, this is definitely worse for the Bristleback, let me say.
Yeah.
This guy, he thrives on being ahead in these games. 33 is just running at him with boars. He doesn't care.
Okay, so maybe we're going to have the 2 totally gimped laners of this game match up against each other at bottom now, because Resolution will leave that lane now that he has his level 6.
Okay, ILTW is going to see 33, and they're just going to nod at each other, and nothing will happen. Nobody will call for help at all. This is the most gentlemanly thing that you can possibly do.
Is this where you go the no deny game?
Yeah, exactly.
You just
help each other out. Free farm.
Gentlemen's
Both of you
agreement.
free farm.
We'll both farm. Nobody messes with
See, the
other.
real scumbag move would be to call somebody down to bottom lane. Like, ILTW says, hey, get down here. Let's kill 33 again. But I think what they should do is both of them just farm. And you just chill, and you get along, and that's just dandy. But in fact, ILTW has decided to go for the jungle. At some point, he will realize It's a fellow, they're not part of the bourgeois.
Oh,
They're both
no,
poor.
no, he called in
Don't do it.
reinforcements.
Don't do it. I will respect you slightly less.
All right.
He's built up negative
Solo
karma.
backs off because obviously ILTW needs all the experience he can get.
Oh, really?
Let's see if Solo actually sticks around for him, though.
No, please. Just let these boys farm. They're in their own game now. These two, just peas in a pod, they'll farm. The bottom lane is now denied to the rest of the game.
Oh, what is this resolution? Okay, I think No Tail might have seen that. He backs off now. 33 will not get ganked.
This is karma. 33 is just going to wait as they dive top, and they're going to lose their top tower now because of this move.
Should have let the boy farm. Let's see if he, No Tail is actually going to TP mid to collect some farm there. The haste rune spotted by Solo. He's going to see No Tail as well. Sees an opportunity for Fortune's End. No one. He's going to grab the haste rune, and no, he's not going to zip.
I don't think he wants to go into that. I don't know if that's the easiest kill, as looks like Pango is giving up on this.
It's now mid lane. Both teams
double wards.
Walking around. Sentry on out. No Tail. Is he going to be saved by Seb here? Seb just kind of waiting out.
He got blown up.
Oh, but
it
the pull
whiffs.
halfway through.
What is with black holes today?
Grab Seb immediately. Now an opportunity for Rolling Thunder. If they want to pursue here, they can. The Swashbuckle goes out. The Rolling Thunder. Nice snowball dodge, and it's put it onto the Panko. He's pulling them all back. Now he can bounce him off the wall. No, he actually doesn't go for it. He just tries for a clean escape here, while Samael, he sees no one on that Storm Spirit, has a bit of mana to work with, and a Fairy Fire. So it'll take a lot here to bring him down. No one is actually going to turn, pull him into the tower, and try and jump, but a sleight of fist catches him right as he lands next to Zayat's dead in the grave, and Dazzle has no shallow grave to protect himself. A triple kill for Samael.
What a sick save by Saksa. I loved watching that. I was trying to hum the Batman theme. And at bottom lane, the two boys, they're sheltered to this world. They're just chilling, as we're going to see again. It all starts with Rezo. He pings out No Tail. They blowed him. He got blown up so quickly. Watch this.
I don't think they expected that.
Boom! He's dead. And the roll passed. No one with the dodge, but Saksa with the perfect snowball. Look at this. Get this man. Ah! No, 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 no.
See, I thought he was going to bounce off the wall here and then bounce into the two of them, but
I don't think it mattered. It was not a good position anymore. Sumail with a really nice rotation.
And now Samael is up 1,000 net worth on anybody else in this game. Second being Resolution's Pangolier, who has yet to really get a good grip on this game. Hasn't found any big kills. He's going to look for one on 33 here. He immediately gets Primal Roared up. He's going to be taking some tower shots, but should be saved by Zayats. Now, the Rolling Thunder. Oh, it's still not going to go off. He didn't actually ever cast it. Resolution just dies, and Zayats will also fall underneath the tower. Samael gets that double kill.
He protects his poor-ass Beastmaster, but probably going to be a dead No-Tail here.
Yeah.
He was so poor in this game. Just leave him alone. Don't come bottom.
Don't go bottom.
Don't go bottom.
These poor boys need to be sheltered from all this violence in the world. Mid-tower, it's about to go down. Seb making good use of this Enigma, does get denied. Now he's going to be vortexed into the Rolling Thunder and just killed off. So what could have been a really nice pickup for him, and just the tower gets denied.
He'll take that every day, though. Tower going down.
Still going the way of OG, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be really satisfied about that. Saksa needs to catch up, though. Quite under-leveled. Zayats, on the other hand, he's already level 6. He's just going to farm up at top. I think OG want to pressure this Dazzle, not just let him free farm under the tower AFK. That would be the prescribed play for them.
Multiple TPs.
That is exactly what they're going to do. Zayats
following
very smartly
Samael into battle.
Backs up. And now the Beastmaster, like, look at him. He's almost got Necrobook 1. He's level 7. He's a roar. He's strong. This Bristleback, on the other hand, has a Soul Ring himself. He's level 7 too, but you're not going to feel this presence on the map.
No. I mean, he can be so easily nuked down. Just so few items like this. You could see he's very far away from his Vanguard. Okay, that's a rather large
This is the comeback
ancient
for
stack.
ILTW. This is his stimulus check. Get it for him.
Quill's building up. And that 1K gold lead that OG had taken over a bit by Virtus.pro and that big ancient stack. So they get through it. They're losing a lot of map control for it, though. They lost the top tower. Now OG continues the push into the tier 2. Of course, the Glyph is able to just deny the entire creep wave that was pushing in.
I don't know if I love that trade. They lost a lot of damage on that top tower.
Yeah.
And it took them a lot of different heroes to do that. And it's not like they pressured bottom. Like, if you're VP, I would like them to get on some lane. And that's why Rezo is still sticking around at bottom. Big fan of that. Sumail is going to catch Solo, who is 99% dead.
Yep, he does not have level 6 yet, so not even able to false promise himself. And now this tower is definitely dead. Virtus.pro, they'll take the trade-off of a tier 1 for a tier 2, but it's a very one-sided trade.
I don't know if they can fight right now. So this, like, slight greed, and the way that they're using their ultis, like, we haven't even had to have any of the major ultis used. In fact, the first black hole missed is because the rest of the heroes can fight just fine. And Sumail's getting aggressive everywhere on the map. Soxa is too with the nice snowball saves. Like, they're kind of doing it off the back of these 3 heroes right now. And they're using the Enigma mainly as a push hero, similar to how they use Zeb normally, or
Sure.
33. Like, they pick one hero that can just push and fight. They have so many different summons on the ground.
Yeah, last game it was an Abaddon with a Helma Dominator. Like,
And an
there's very
Enchantress.
clearly a game plan.
Yeah, there's
in
a theme
how OG
here.
takes control. Trying to grab him the silencer. The first target here, No Tail. He's not stunned, but doesn't go for the global. He holds on to it, and he'll hold on to it into his grave as Sumail. Now he buys back, pops that global silence. His solo's going to be finished off here. Sumail looks for the next one in CIS. At the same time, ILTW.
Oh, he guessed wrong.
He juked it a little bit. Looks like Sumail did spot him, though, and he might still be able to run him down, or maybe not. The chains goes out. Sumail is actually out of mana. Of course, he does have that Aegis, but with very little mana to work with, he can't really chase down these heroes.
And that's not the worst thing in the world for a VP. They had to both use buybacks. Only 29 gold. It was like not even 100 gold exchanged either way.
These kills are so worthless.
They're so bad now. It's so low. It's hilarious.
Storm Spirit has Akaya, a 3-man smoke up from OG. As even with that global silence on cooldown, they still want to keep it going. They have Black Hole after all. They do have the Primal Roar as well. Sox is going to join them for this engagement, but they're not going to find any members of Virtus.pro. They very smartly pushed out the top lane, hid, and TP'd.
Yo, if they see them TP bottom and he pushes out, I think they can just go high ground on a line. I almost said OG. I think they could just go for it right now as Sumail's going to push mid. I think you just continue to go at top.
Just run the Eidolons in.
Yeah, why not? Maybe
Well,
they wait for mech.
They don't have much of creep wave just yet.
Yeah.
Takes some time to get there.
He's not going to play on the black hole at all. He's just going to kind of play as a pusher. I like this. He's got the Eidolon attack range.
Okay, so better way to be able to siege the tower. Resolution doesn't put himself that far away from Sumail with that swashbuckle. So he will get chained up again. One more swashbuckle coming. Now they're going to be saving him. Resolution jumps a little bit farther away. He does have plenty of heals with that Vlad, so he should be fine. But Solo, no longer having a false promise, has no backup plan.
Oh, they lost the mech. Ah, Seb.
Ooh, what happened to his
Come
courier?
on, man.
No one's cutting the mid-creep wave and kill the courier.
I mean, Seb's courier just died to tower and creeps.
ILTW, he has a Vanguard, so he's kind of tanky, but OG, they are so strong right now with the tag team. They make short work of that
was very
bristleback.
odd. He just kind of ran through them all.
Yeah, and they just beat through his passive. Those quills were not a problem at all.
That was pretty funny. ILTW is like, pardon me, just making my way here. Just trying to get back to the base, sorry.
He's like, I'm strong, guys. I have my Vanguard.
Oh, another courier's going to die. What am I watching?
What the hell?
I just watched 4 or 5 couriers die at once.
These boys need to get... Oh, there's another one. Go to mid.
Are you
go
serious?
mid. Go mid. Go mid.
Oh, my God. What? Who still hasn't... What is this game? Like,
All right. So Sumail still has his courier, and Virtus.pro still have 4 couriers on their side.
Okay, nice.
So in half the couriers in this
Half
game
the
have
couriers
died.
are just gone, I guess. Interesting strategy.
CIS hiding out here in the bottom lane. Once again, Virtus.pro are resorting to cutting creep waves very, very deep on OG's side of the map. It hasn't worked for them before when they're in this scenario against
Yeah, but
OG.
what else are you supposed to do at this point? I feel like this is really your only move right now.
They're just a bit too far behind.
Yeah, and the only reason Sumail hasn't lost his courier is because he's waiting for his Deso, so maybe it's a good thing he doesn't quite have the money for it.
Yeah.
It's actually, it's paid off for him.
And look at that. CIS pops out in that bottom lane. Cuts one wave.
Hello.
But OG, they've been really good about hunting these heroes when they go for plays like this, and CIS has indeed been caught. Still has the snowball just in case he gets off the Shallow Grave and tries to go for the TP. CIS doesn't even bother because he knows. You did, boy.
I like how he charged it to full, just as an extra,
Yeah.
just as the last measure.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming for your ass.
Oh, Lord.
13-7, 1,000 gold lead for OG. So really, it's not that big of a difference. Maybe some of
No.
that creep cutting is...
They're farming, dude.
It's doing its work.
Yeah, it's because OG are still only getting support kills here. Resolution is still doing just fine. 33 is going to whiff on the axes, and he should know that somebody's farming these.
It does feel like, though, that it's going to be a game that is entirely on no one because of how far behind ILTW is.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he's not going for a build that will scale the best. So the biggest problem with Storm playing against Silencer is you have to build Yules early instead of going for your Bloodstone.
Okay.
But Yules does not feel like a complete option because there's still stuns on the enemy team, right? So it just sort of sucks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In conclusion, he sort of just sucks.
And this is a Storm Spirit that has a very, very bad win rate here at ESL 1 LA. So no one. Maybe it's time to earn that MVP performance that he has been lauded for so many times. If he can do it in this game 5, it would certainly be worthy. What is that item on the ground? It's a raindrop.
We might actually get a long game. I've got hopes.
You got hopes?
I've got some hopes.
Yeah, because it's not like OG have to really, like, they know ILTW's game is terrible.
Yeah.
Pango, you know, it can scale into the late game for sure, but most of this is going to be back just off the back of no one. And they have some great late game heroes like the Enigma.
He's going to hit a few heroes. They're going to get complete vision control now. I mean, VP see nothing right now. Yeah. They are scared boys.
Yeah, blind as bats.
Their
right
vision
now.
is not amazing. Reslo's going to try to pick up some bounty runes. Whereas look at how much vision OG gets to the map.
Yeah. Just at the sign of almost any hero, Virtus.pro has to retreat and blow some of their
Pango ball
ultimate.
misses. Nice
Pango
dodge.
ball. Sumail was able to get his remnant before he jumped back.
This is 2 ultis expended by VP. ILTW, you've got to start being a little bit careful here. Seb is now coming in for this. They don't have False Promise anymore, nor do they have the Pango ball. Surely you can just purge off this silence, but instead he goes for it on the Enigma, and they've got to be careful.
Sumail double chains. Solo is still there to try and protect against some of the magic damage, but it's too much physical. Sumail's going to be pulled back in. Can they finish him off? They actually got him. The black hole. It comes a little too late. The global silence is down. They do manage to catch the Storm Spirit as he zipped in, but he's kind of healthy. He gets burned about. Malphus. Oh, he gets away with just 30 HP. He pops the bottle, and he's going to be fine. And look at ILTW. Maybe he can get his revenge, but he's so slow underneath all of this. The Boars, they're keeping him in place. The Crimson Guard goes off. His back is turned, but bit by bit, piece by piece, he may just end up going down the heel. The heel, his solo, he's managed to keep him alive. Now Resolution's looking to be able to slow him down, and no one's back, baby. He barely survived through that team fight, and now he's back to exact his revenge. He's going to be able to pop that Yule Scepter onto 33, allow Resolution to catch up to seal the deal. They're going to go for the Boar and the Beastmaster.
Wow, they
Double
held.
kill for no one.
They decided to go because so many different things were on cooldown, but no one... he gets the tip, and he deserves it. The Yules onto the Enigma. They didn't really get to use any of those big teamfight ultis properly at all.
No, not at all. No Tail thought he was going to protect the black hole with the global silence, but the offensive Yules.
Let's see it again. So right here, they're starting to clump up a little bit, but Sumail goes in so deep, and all it takes is one stun. And this was perfect positioning by no one. He drags him back. Then he gets to go back in. That was so neat by no one. He commits by pulling him from the high ground, and obviously the Enigma has no choice. He thinks, maybe I can still save my Ember here, but he's just out of range. Then he gets the Yule Scepter off. This Storm Spirit, he pulls them back. He lives with like 50 HP. ILTW survives. Then he finally comes back in after healing and just spamming out Clarities. Really well done from VP. Finally, we get a game.
The Storm lives on line 25 health. The Bristleback lives on 100. OG, they barely missed out on a great team fight for themselves. Instead, it turns the other way around in Virtus.pro. They're now ahead in net worth.
They did that so well. Cannot commend them enough. And it's really Sumail just jumping in thinking he's invincible. And he might have been if the rest of his team you know, had vision of that high ground.
In the low ground, they're going to go for him, trying to burst him down as quick as possible. But he does manage to get off the snowball, goes a small distance away. That Lotus Orb, but not protecting Resolution as the Global Silence went down afterwards. He needs to be able to get that swashbuckle up. The saves are coming in, though. Two different defensive supports will allow this Pango to be able to get back.
Now he's going to get his ball
Thunder tries to go for the Ember Spirit, but Sumail's already jumped away. One Remnant up, needs another one to get to the high ground before Resolution's here. Dodges that ball, but it keeps on trucking. Finally, he bumps him out.
He dodges it again.
Does manage to dodge it. Back over to Solo. He's been caught by Saksa. He's going to be chased down by the support while the Beastmaster's stuck in as well. The Shard's going to be able to block him out, and he should be dead. Virtus.pro keep on moving forward. Seb, they spot him next. But Sumail, he's got a surprise for him. Comes back in with the 3-man block over the Yule Scepter. It goes down, stopping that what could have been a game-winning fight. But now it's the turnaround. Sumail's caught up in the Remnant, pulled back in by the Vortex. He's not able to jump away. CIS dies to No Tail, but it is a dying croak from No Tail. He goes down. 3 dead on the side of OG, and they just keep on looking for more. Resolution with this Lotus Orb feeling like he's invincible right now. Goes past this tier 1 tower. The Shards goes out. He's jumped up in the air by the punch. He still has his swashbuckle to go. Maybe baiting in Seb and Saksa, seeing if they'll overcommit into ILTW, but no. OG, they know it's time to be able to reset. They've saved their tower. That's what was important.
What's important here is that they're saving their supports on the side of VP.
Yeah.
All 3 cores, if you keep going on this Pangolier, he doesn't care. He has so many different ways to get healed. He has 2 different saves. When you take fights on the big, bad, tanky cores like this is what saving supports love. Then it's just you're playing WoW or something, right? You just sit back, you cast your spells, you get to be the healer. Multiple different saves on the Pangolier, and they just overcommit and they run out of damage at some point, OG. And they're relying on this black hole. We see the odds right now doubled up, but they're relying way too much on this black hole, and no one is outplaying Seb every single time.
Yeah, it certainly is. Great
he needs to catch
by him.
If you look at VP's lineup, the only thing that really stops him is the Pango, if he gets like a bash or something, or the Storm using him repeatedly. And that's why he's going to go for a blink. He wants a better position. But VP, I mean, they've set themselves up for a pretty good mid-game. We're finally going to get a pretty even 25-minute mark. And the Lotus Orb that I talked about, it's so important. Rezo gets it. There's so much single target.
Clutch, big time. He's been removing a lot of those abilities. Yep. Malefice, he's been removing Arcane's Curse.
Regardless of who wins this particular game, I think right now no one is overperforming on this Storm.
Yeah.
8-1-2. He's against really difficult heroes for him to play against, like Ember Spirit, the Silencer, the Beastmaster, and his positioning has been quite literally flawless.
Sumail maybe thinking that he needs a BKB. He's not sure whether or not he's going to go for that. He has the Ogre Club. But he has Crystallis queued up. Does he have a BKB on a courier somewhere?
And the zip in. He
finds the pull him back. This means no global silence in the fight. This means OG has to immediately retreat. Resolution is not able to get the extra hero. Gets stuck on the cliff instead. They're not careful, though. OG may strike back as they see Solo an opportunity to be able to burst down that 5 position. They immediately use the global silence with the buyback as well. The Zayas, he's been caught as well. Tries to go for the shallow grade TP out. ILTW stalled up by the Malefice as well. They're going to go from killing these 2 supports now being able to take on the big tanky cores. ILTW trapped by the Shards, just turning his back to him, delivering what damage he can before he finally dies. No one's going to come over from the side, though. Trying to go for a pickoff on his Seb, but Seb's too tanky, especially with that Essence Ring. And he's got to beware of 33 with that Blink Dagger. 1 Primal Roar. And this game could be over for no one.
That was a big mistake from VP. They win a team fight, or they kill the silencer, and they're in a good spot, and they split up. The supports decide to go one way, the cores go the other. Real rough for them. You have to stay together at this point. You see how easy it is for OG to win team fights when they get on top of the supports?
Yeah.
Have to protect your 4 and 5. You have to be in front of them. But instead, they go far to the left, way out of reach. And without the global silence VP, they want to take this fight. Resolution, he's in there. He's going to bounce back a lot of spells. Gets false promise.
False promise. He's going to be okay to get off the Rolling Thunder. Now he's going to try and hit some heroes here.
He can't get
bounce on
Seb!
the wall and allows Seb to be able to blink away.
If he gets Seb there, it's so huge.
2 ultimates now on cooldown. OG. Which do they choose? Do they march into that high ground, or do they take the Roshan? It looks like with the tag team, they'll opt for Rosh.
And they've got Deso. Seb, he's so critical to this. He's had a few bad black holes, 2 instantly canceled, 1 miss. But all it takes is 1 for you to win a finals.
Resolution. Once again, trying to make himself a target, has the Lotus Orb, has both defensive supports on the high ground ready to play for him.
Rosh is getting really low right now. Storm finds a Mindbreaker.
No one is pretty far away. Is he going to go for a long zip in? It's looking like he might. They're trying to get the information. There's the zip through. Doesn't do that much damage, though. Zep, he's able to take off most of it with the Guardian Grease. He got off the Essence Ring, and now the Primal Roar. It's onto the Storm Spirit, but a Lotus Orb saves him. It puts him in the Snowball. Do they have a stun to be able to catch him? No, he immediately breaks the Snowball to be able to zip onto 33.
Watch for Seb. He still has it.
He goes for the black hole. Onto 2. No one can't really stop it. He's out of mana now, and that's just going to hold on through. They do manage to get the Shallow Grave off onto Solo. Solo survives a little bit longer to get off some heals. But now the global silence. The global silence with the Ice Shards as well. They're stuck. He pops the Eul Scepter. A zip away, but no, a chains. It'll hold him in place. No one goes down. No buyback available for no one either. It's only going to be this 3-man from Virtus.pro. They're trying to escort ILTW out of here, but the chase continues for OG. They're going to leave behind Zayat, but Solo's up next. Saxa with the Ice Shard. Scouts for him, doesn't find him. So they say, good enough for us. Let's take that Roshan, boys.
VP, if you watch back this replay, it's all going to come down to that one moment where the 2 supports decide to split after they kill Silencer to de-ward and get wards up on this left side. It forces ILTW to buy back. It puts them into such a weird position. I mean, you're under vision this entire time. Seb was very, very patient with his black hole. He finally gets it off for a decent duration. Catches all 3 heroes here. Zayas, in fact, doesn't get hit in it, and he does get his save off, but the full duration is more than enough. All the supports are quite low after that. The global silence, as the Euls comes down, he grabs the chain, perfect timing. And that's the way it goes.
This OG team, I mean, they haven't been able to lock down no one so much, but no one is unable to really kill anybody in these fights. This Guardian Greaves from Seb, as you said, they're going to use it. This Enigma as a momentum hero. They're going to use it to push down towers, get all these team fight items, and have an advantage to a point where no one struggles to be able to get even just a single pickoff.
Yeah, but how much more can you ask out of this guy? No one, I feel, has won so many different team fights for them in a row.
Certainly, Saxa. Good use of the snowball there to be able to get to the low ground off of the neutral creep camp. And Samael, he goes back in. Onto ILTW. They do purge up Samael. Samael may just end up dying here. He's going to go try and get on top of Solo here. He gets off the Shallow Grave and the False Promise. ILTW is going to leave his support behind and try and retreat. But most of OG, they're circling around.
This guy doesn't have buyback.
They know if they can catch him here, they're going to use the Primal Roar. Now, he's got his back turned to some of them, but there's so many heroes here. Can they possibly bail him out? The Lotus Orb goes down. The Rolling Thunder is going to bounce on through, hitting Samael, hitting 33. The Ice Shard's going to block him in a little bit longer.
Did they go too far?
Goes out, but they've actually healed him thanks to the Dazzle. Rolling Thunder continues to hit 33. Managed to blink away from that last dodge that may have actually killed him, while no one tried to go for the kill onto Samael. But Samael is actually going to be fine. OG and Virtus.pro both struggling to be able to bring down some heroes there as the heals come out from the Guardian Greaves from Zayat.
And both lineups are so tanky.
This ILTW Bristleback with a Crimson Guard and an Assault Cuirass. They cannot overcommit on him, expecting him to go down easy.
But they're going to commit to the high ground. They do have the black hole, but Seb way up in front. Rezo makes it over the wall. And with the swashbuckle, they should be able to hold this far more than enough time for their Oracle to be back.
Yeah, with the Bristleback and a Crimson Guard, it's so hard to push that tier 3. Rezo does opt for the damage talent. for his level 20, which is not terribly surprising, seeing his damage is the #1 issue for Virtus.pro. Level 20 talent coming in soon for No One's Storm Spirit. Nice catch. Resolution. Once again, that Lotus Orb protecting him. Gets off the Rolling Thunder inside of his own snowball there.
Goodbye.
And he's away to safety. Resolution. Bit of a cheeky all chat from him. But it still doesn't change the fact that OG are in control of this game. They're not actually up in net worth, maybe by the slightest margins, but it does feel like they're the ones always playing on VP's side of the map. And if they just win one big team fight,
Yes.
that's going to crack open VP's base.
And VP realistically need about 3 fights before they can do something with the map control that they get back. We saw they win 1 fight and both their supports get caught out, and we lead to this disaster. They have to be really careful at all times. You cannot get cocky. You cannot lose focus for a second. If OG sees your supports, they know that's their chance to win the game. But this is the kind of game that I was expecting, 24-15, just a kill a minute, just brawling, 5-on-5 fights, where positioning is all that matters. We're
Dota
finally
Plus.
having a game 5.
Dota Plus says the game is dead even, 51-49 now.
It feels that way.
Yeah. Because OG do not have the clearest way to break high ground, particularly against a Bristleback Storm Spirit duo, but they seemingly take team fights with ease.
And
Zoxa spotted. Resolution. Can he get off the Lotus Orb? He does not. He tried to go for the Rolling Thunder instead and gets caught in the process.
Just
of
gets a
doing
little
so.
bit too cocky. He was getting too comfortable with surviving those positions.
Yeah, now with a pickoff like that, it's time for OG to try and force a buyback out of Virtus.pro.
How many teams do you see only with a 1K lead like this try to go for it? They just lost their Aegis, but they're playing off the fact that Rezo is dead. He does have his buyback.
They can show Seb here. Hey, look at me. I've got Blink Dagger and Guardian Grease. Nothing to worry about. If he backs off now and collects his BKB, it may come as a shock to Virtus.pro in this next team fight.
They're waiting, and now they don't have an easy cancel for this BKB black hole. Seb,
BKB, it's
It's
here
here.
now.
but they'll have clicked and seen the courier come forward. But this
Yeah.
is going to finally mean the tier 3 towers, they've finally broken out that outer shell.
They still have ILTW there, though. Arcane's curse. It just doesn't go away with the Bristleback. He had to use Fortune's End to purge it off of him.
Fresh set of Eidolons, the punch.
Zoxa sees his opportunity. Just a small window to punch ILTW in the face. Misses the shards, though. Okay, a smoke up from no one.
I think he was trying to get bounty runes and push out this bottom lane.
Okay.
But he'll be way too late for it. Yeah, he's trying to go for the bounty runes. He'll see Sumail, I think. That'll probably confirm to him that all of them have been taken, and that's why he breaks his smoke. Starts to push out that bottom lane. And now it's a 4K gold lead for OG. They've controlled this entire triangle area. They're farming up pretty much everything that there is on the map. Most likely going to wait for the next Aegis.
No one's going to have to play this game so well. There's now not just a Blink Dagger, but also a Shadow Blade on 33. He can truly just play for hunting this Storm Spirit.
And he is. He realized how easy that fight looked when he finally got Roar off.
Yep.
And no one has outplayed him for such a long period of time, but eventually you're going to get caught. He does have the Aghanim Scepter now. Big team fight item for the Storm Spirit. This is the build that most of the Storms go nowadays. But he has to be so careful about not getting roared VP.
33 pushes
Don't
out
lose your
again.
supports
He's
here.
gonna see
Look at them just
Resolution.
run past for the supports.
Immediately going to be targeted. Solo does have the Shallow Grave on him. Tries to walk it off with a Glimmer Cape. He's going to be okay, but Zions needs to save. They're going to have to use that
They
false
save each
promise.
other.
There's no one with the triple Electric Vortex with the Rolling Thunder on through.
Oh, he
They're
didn't get his
managed to
BKB
take out
off.
Seb. They've taken him out, but the two supports are also going to die, and no one is low on mana right now. Zions is actually saved. There was enough heal coming in that they only lost their 5 position. A buyback came out from Seb there. That was a 5 for a core.
Yeah, and Seb, just
And
in
a
the
buyback.
center of everything, gets ping-ponged around. Just bounced up in the air non-stop. Could not fall to the ground and get his BKB off.
A beautiful combination from No One and Resolution. That AoE Vortex with the Rolling Thunder, that's the winning combination for Virtus.pro.
They're going to play to win here, though.
But even then, they only got the one kill. Walrus Punch to the face. ILTW trying to put his back to everybody, has the Lotus Orb, and it has Science behind him. So he's kind of comfortable with this. Electric Vortex going out just for a bit more damage. They're going to try and clear through these siege creeps that are currently assaulting their tier 3 tower. OG, they back off. Head back over to that mid lane.
You could see that OG, as soon as they left their base and they had vision of the two supports, what their priorities really are. But that was really well done by VP. Their two supports actually saved each other.
Yeah.
One guy False Promises, one guy Graves. It was really cute. Something like, we're in this together, bro. Like, screw our course. As long as we survive.
The smoke up behind ILTW. ILTW pushing forward very aggressively, and OG should certainly know. This is the first time that ILTW has pushed past this line. And they are a bit wary of him for now.
And OG fans are pleading with Seb. You've got to get this BKB Blink Black Hole off. This game is still in your hands. I would still say it's OG favored. They don't have an easy way to cancel this. The only way that he gets caught out is when the storm comes through, but that surprise factor is now gone. So they're going to jump.
They see the Stormshire in the top lane, so immediately they try and jump ILTW solo.
He's very tanky. They will not commit for this.
Glimmer Cape. They're not going to overdo it here. They don't overcommit for ILTW, and the supports also don't commit some of their defensive abilities just yet. The Stormshire jumps over the side. They see him. Oh, there goes the Global Silence. No One. He still has the Yule Scepter, though, and Seb does not bother to go for it.
He uses himself, and now they've got to get out. They're going to lose a silencer here for free.
Yeah, No Tail, he's certainly dead. Seb, are they going to go back in? The Primal Roar, they found the back line. Solo, they're going to try and burst him down the shallow grave. Science saves him.
The black
hole comes up through. The BKB Black Hole on the 4. The Rolling Thunder goes on through. Stalls up the damage from Samil. Can they actually down Samil? They actually do. Oh, ILTW, he's putting out the damage. He's pumping out the brakes. He's going to go for Seb. Slow him down with the Viscous Nasal Goo. The Snowball, oh, they got another one. Resolution comes through. They manage to get him. ILTW with a sick bash takes the 4th kill, and that's a dieback from Seb.
They just have too much heal on the side of VP. They finally outlasted them. You saw how long it took that Storm to die. He pops his Bloodstone. He knows he's dead, but he's just trying to buy as much time as possible. And ILTW, his hero finally comes online. Doesn't care about that 4-man Black Hole. They're just pumping heals into these cores, keeping them alive.
I think he got 2 different clutch bashes there. I think one was on Sumail and then that other one to stop the TP.
Yeah, you can see No One right here. He outplays them. The Global Silence goes down, but there's nobody to catch him. He hears the roar, and he knows it's go time. Everything is free from here on out. The roar goes out. They all stack on top.
Such a beautiful Black Hole. There's so much damage from this light he uses here, but then Sumail gets stunned up by the Rolling Thunder, and they don't get a second Sleight of Fist in.
Gets bashed. Lucky Shot procced. The Storm was still alive till the very end there. Resolution, he's got enough backup. The bash at the last second from ILTW to clutch it. Oh, that was so well done. And again, this is such a nice Storm to watch. He gets globaled, but he's already zipped onto the high ground on the left side just in case somebody wants to blink in. Resolution pops the ball.
He just wants to make sure there's no chance of any funny business. Nobody's going to blink in and try and steal all these items. They get the Refresher Shard and Cheese on the Pango, and they get the Aegis for ILTW. Probably not the ideal target. Maybe would have preferred No One, but I guess if you're going to assault high ground, it will be the Bristleback in front. And he's now got a double damage with an Abyssal Blade as well. They're going to give him a bottle to put the DD in so they don't have to immediately go high ground either.
They don't want to make OG's mistakes and rush things. You still want to be careful here, OG, with the Black Hole.
And what this means is they finally have a BKB Piercing Disable. Seb no longer has the freest Black Hole game.
I mean, even with that, it didn't feel like they had enough damage going into it.
Yeah, certainly, and that's why he's trying to get more damage out with an Aghanim Scepter on the Enigma.
Now he's taking a lot of damage, but look, the 2 supports in the back line. It's so hard for OG. You don't want to commit the roar for one of these 2 supports because they save each other, so you almost simultaneously have to flip the switch. Soxa has to go for one, 33 has to go for the other, while you're popping global so they can't save each other. It's such a complicated way to win this game now if ILTW just sits up here. And he's going to commit. Sumail tries to go for the supports. He wants him to
Trying to get that fast kill, but no one immediately grabs two with the Vortex. The Global Silence goes off a little bit too late. No one in some trouble. The Black Hole actually lacking him too, but they do have the False Promise. No one may survive a little bit longer. They managed to get a bash onto Seb. Now the roll in from Resolution. Rolling Thunder bounces once, twice onto Soxa, hops over him, hits 33 instead, while no one goes up to full health. Laying into Soxa, trying to get that kill. A punch in the air, and no one will retreat back to the rest of his team, where they're going to try and deal with Samael. Samael, low on mana here. One sleight of fist. But now he's going to come back down to earth, quickly surrounded by Virtus.pro heroes. He's maybe dying here. Soxa tries to bail him out with a snowball. The kick up in the air. ILTW is trying to get him with the Abyssal Blade. A little more damage, just a little more, but no! Samael, he goes for the TP out. No one finally gets him. He finally gets that kill, but he's committed his life to be able to get that, and he will certainly die without the mana. ILTW, now a man, a machine, a monster, just looking for more kills, and a 2 versus 4. The roll is on Zion. ILTW tries to save his support. He goes for Seb. Seb's so low, but now he's been broken as well. Tries to slow him down even further. BKB goes off. No more slows. He's able to get away. Instead, he turns on to No-Tail. No-Tail laying the damage onto Zions, but he survives. He gets through all of that, runs away with ILTW. They get that kill on the one support. The shard hits. Blocked him in, but immediately an Abyssal Blade. Soxa still gets off.
He's still alive.
He's still alive. A bash. One more, and he can save him, but Zions, he finally goes down, but it cost them so much. OG, they've committed so hard just to be able to kill a damn 4 position. ILTW slows him down to a crawl. A board blocks him in. A 33.
He gets the blink
away. A TP.
Is he gone?
Can he get out? No bash. No. ILTW misses the kill. 33 gets out.
And OG, they somehow hold throughout all of that. And if they could have saved their Ember Spirit, oh, that would have been such a definitive hold for them. And we're going to see it here again. The Global Silence comes up. They were so close to killing Seb. He almost did not get this Black Hole off.
Yeah. But even when he does, the False Promise on no one is all it took. He heals up to full. ILTW just doesn't really care because he's got an Aegis.
But look at this. They get so deep that they can't protect Solo anymore. Sumail just jumps the backline. You've got to be careful here. This is Aegis syndrome where because you have Aegis, you feel invincible. That does not apply to the rest of your team.
Samael gets so low that Snowball, Lotus Orb on ILTW, preventing him from outputting the damage, forcing no one to go back in, and in turn committing his life to trade for Samael.
Oh, that was a risky fight.
Back into the game we go. 33-23, a 4,000 net worth lead for Virtus.pro. But honestly, does net worth even mean anything in this game?
No, it only comes down to the fights.
It all comes down to who's going to execute better. Swashbuckle cooldown talent for Resolution. ILTW has the Warpath damage per stack. So he is going to be hitting really, really hard now.
As if he doesn't already, he's got a leveler too.
Oh, that's a great way to break open the base, that's for sure. Look at him, he's got 5 stacks right now, hits for 500.
And you can see that Seb has also determined that he doesn't deal enough damage, and he can't rely on his other cores to be alive with him at the end, so he's going to go for the Aghanim Scepter himself. An item we don't see very often because most of the time you go Refresher, but I think he's relying more on the damage of that initial catch on that Black Hole. He wants to try to get that Bristle back, who is a melee hero, so you can't really rely on him to save it for Seb. And that's a little bit unreasonable here.
He still needs another 1,800 gold if he wants to buy that Aghanim Scepter and still have buyback.
It's so hard to breach high ground for either team. I mean, this is the game that I wanted. We're getting it right now. Both fans of both teams should be so excited right now.
A 4-man smoke up.
Maybe if they catch Seb, here's the bash.
They managed to get a bash, but a blink away immediately by Resolution.
Not willing to commit there. And rightfully so. They don't have enough vision right now. They don't want to just ditch their supports. Keep your supports alive, VP. And this is the most cat and mouse thing I've ever seen. It's keep your supports alive. Find the supports, OG.
It's so crazy to me that this team fight could come down to... Because very likely Seb's going to target ILTW, right? He's got the Abyssal.
Yes.
So in turn...
Well, he wants the Storm.
Oh, they're going to go for it here. Lotus Orb bouncing back that Malphite stun. He cleanses it off with the Guardian Greaves. Solo does something similar here. ILTW has been Silver Edge, and he's taking a lot of damage right now. That's why no one's going to come in, grab a few heroes, and give ILTW the space to retreat.
It takes so much for either team to win a team fight at this point.
But if he hits the Black Hole on ILTW, then it's up to Rezo to get a bash off of Swashbuckle.
Yes. which we've seen him do before.
Yeah.
And he's going to buy out that Aghanim Scepter. He's got a Quickening Charm too. That's why it feels like Black Hole is always up.
He's got the Abyssal Blade now on Rezo with the Minotaur Horn. We've got Witless Shaco on Zayat, so he's at 3k HP. He is not easy to bring down.
No, not at all. He almost lived in that last engagement. He was like a quarter second off from being able to cast Greaves and then grave himself, and that would have been the death of 33.
Spell Prism for the Storm. Saksa, he won solo. He always won solo, and he may just have them too. Solo. Can't even get off the False Promise. The Rolling Thunder onto 2 with the Vortex Show. That might just be able to steal it. The Black Hole goes up and no one dodged it. And the Rolling Thunder finishes off No-Tail. Immediately buys back ILTW. Managed to get the Abyssal Blade. 33 went for the kill on his Zions, but he's so damn tanky. 33 can't really do anything there. He has to retreat. Back underneath the Sentry. There goes that Abyssal Blade. Used onto Saksa. Saksa still has a Snowball. And he has a blink up. Can he blink away? He blinks away in time before the Rolling Thunder can catch him. Rezo, he used his Refresher Orb for this. They need a kill, and they found No-Tail. No-Tail gets off the Global Silence, but he's certainly dead. OG, can they do anything off this one? The Yule Scepter going down, but the Rolling Thunder is still going up. It chained up Sumail and Seb. Now a Basher follow up onto Seb as well. He's dead. He does have a buyback. They're going to try and chase Sumail next. The Shallow Grave goes off onto no one. No one turning. Sumail surrounded. He's dead as well. Another buyback could be forced as ILTW marches straight for those barracks.
Seb, without Black Hole, what are you supposed to do here? Maybe he just buys out Refresher, sells a bunch of stuff. I don't know. But that Black Hole did not connect in the way they needed him to.
No, it certainly did not.
And all the buybacks coming out now.
Now they have to stall for 50 seconds if they want this.
The kick!
Lower kick! It pushed Saksa into the rest of Virtus.pro, and ILTW, they don't really want to go for him.
This is not the target you wanted to kick into the base.
Saksa, he's so tanky, but eventually he's going to die here.
Another
left
kick
in the middle of him. Kicks Rezo into his allies, but at the same time, they can't do anything with these positionings. They don't have the damage to take advantage of that.
He needs to kick the supports.
He needs to kick Solo or Zayat into the rest of OG.
And instead, he just gives him a freebie. He doesn't have buyback. 577 gold short.
He dropped the gem as well, so it's going to be a lot harder to be able to kill Solo. Solo is currently smoked up. A two-man remnant follow up with the swashbuckle. The bash went down, and now they're going to be able to get on top of Seth. That's a dieback. Sumail against the world is going to have to be able to slide a fist and get back to the fountain and play with this, constantly harassing VP.
They're
but
going
they know
for the edge.
They see this opportunity. They're going to start chopping down those tier 4s. A glyph goes in, 33, and Sumail. And next up, No-Tail, a 3 versus 5. Could they possibly do this? It's going to be Remnant out. No one, a little bit low, but the Rolling Thunder is just going to keep them chained right in front of their fountain. No hope to retreat. Only a buyback available for 33. And Virtus.pro taking the buildings. They will take everything from OG in this best-of-5 finals. They have done it. A 2-1, but they come back in Game 4. They come back in Game 5. And Virtus.pro are your ESL 1 LA champions.
What a Game 5. No one is your MVP. That is the argument. It is ended. I have decided that for you.
It doesn't matter what you think.
I don't care what you have to say. I don't even care what the panel says. They're individual arguments. This man played out of his mind on Storm Spirit. He made this hero look good, which is a Herculean effort.
Let me just tell you. 37% win rate in this tournament.
He doesn't get roared. He somehow dodges like 3 different global silences. He stops 2 of the holes. The pulls that he had in the game. Oh, this man was a beast.
No one comes through with them in a big way in this Game 5. And Virtus.pro are now your champions for ESL 1 LA.